Hello everyone, welcome back to another medieval ASMR video with me in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. If you missed my first one, I will put a link in the description. In that video, I walked around the little village of Troskowitz, and today we're going to be in the much larger city of Kuttenberg. I'm in like a kitchen. Let's go downstairs and explore the city. There's people sitting in here. Actually, we can go out the window. It's kind of hazy in here. There we go. It's a nice sunny day in Kuttenberg. Let's go out and explore. Go away, Catherine. Sorry, Henry's just such a popular guy. Everyone wants to talk to us. Don't worry, I won't be saving anything that I do. The lighting is so interesting in this game. It's like, it gets so dark at night. God, she's following me. And here we are. All the sights and sounds, minus the smells of a medieval city. Now, I actually haven't been playing the game much since my first video. I played for a few hours, maybe like 5 hours total, but lately Avowed has stolen my heart. So to be perfectly honest, I have not progressed this far in my game, and I've stolen someone else's save. I won't save it. There's a lot of horse poop on the ground. Don't look at that, guys. Although that is quite realistic. I don't love all the sloshing sounds that we hear when we walk around. It's not exactly enticing. But this is a real medieval city. In fact, it still exists. I looked it up. The name has changed. It's no longer called Kuttenberg. But some of these buildings and walls or foundations are still there. I believe this big church is still there. Let's go over there. So have you been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? I've been seeing a lot of jokes between like being torn between this and Avowed. But for me, Avowed has stolen me away. Not that this isn't a great game. This is a very good game. And I especially think the vibes of these towns are awesome for ASMR. There's so many people just like walking around talking to each other. That I might have to stop because they're kind of loud. But I love history. I love the medieval era. And virtually exploring medieval towns like this and cities is so cool. Oh, there's some church bells. Maybe it's noon. I can't go into there, okay. There's quite detailed, like, schedules that people keep, which is really neat, and it adds to the realism of the game, where you can witness people going about their daily route, from waking up in their homes to going to jobs, going to markets, and that's really neat. Let's look out over here. Oh, my dog, Mud. Oh my god, Mud, please. It's a very bright sunny day. I've been to a couple of medieval era cities and towns in real life, and just think it's so cool how you can still see the architecture and the influences to this day. I don't really know where I'm going since I don't really know my way around this. Oh, let's not sit up over there since I don't know my way around this city. Like, how can I get in here? This looks too narrow to be a door. There's people begging for alms. Scaffolding, working on buildings, building new houses. Let's take a left over here. There must be a market somewhere around here that we can find. Someone's looking. That was odd. The little rabbit at the top. There's people have hung their laundry up above. Okay, looks like there's some little stalls up ahead. Maybe people are selling goods. But you don't have to look if you don't want to. Feel free to close your eyes and enjoy the vibes and the ambience of medieval Kuttenberg. Let's see what they're selling. This guy seems to be oh, look at mud. Oh my goodness, that's a really cute detail. Selling pans and rope. Quite a lot of the stalls are empty, so maybe it's not a market day. But there's one other lady over here selling something. Looks like a lot of baskets. Things that have been weaved. Buckets. You have to be careful not to bump into people in this game. Normally in games I just run around with zero regard for the NPC's well-being, but actually in this game if I do run into people or bump into them, they will comment on that, and sometimes they won't be too happy with you, which I think is a really fun detail. There's a sign up here, looks like some shears. We can see what. Is it a place where you can get your, oh, maybe cloth? Getting cloth cut? Maybe get some new clothes or something? There's all sorts of little merchants everywhere. It is a tailor, yes. And there's an outhouse out here. It's really fun discovering all the little shops. The apothecaries, the butchers, the blacksmiths. Oh, this kind of looks like a bit of a town square. We have a really lovely fountain here. Fountain on Vinters Street discovered. Henry's pondering the existence of the fountain. A lot, you know. Sorry, I had to send Mutt home because people kept telling him to, I don't know, go away. So I told him to go home. I don't know what home is, honestly, but he's running. Okay, he ran that way. Now he's running back. So I'm honestly not even sure Mutt knows where he's going. I'm not saving this, so I can just reload and get Mutt back. Looks like quite a big high street down here, or maybe what would be a high street in modern days. This is quite different from my first video in Troskowitz, because there are so many more people milling about, aren't there? Oh, discovered an armor. Very shiny, very nice. Yeah, you can just kind of hear constant rumblings of people and conversations. And in Troskowitz there was like no one around. But there's so many lines of dialogue that, you know, voice actors have recorded, speaking to you and others. And so many people are speaking very positively to Henry, as I believe he has a pretty good reputation. You can do good or bad deeds and have good or bad reputations in the game. I've discovered Kuttenberg. I think I discovered it earlier, to be honest. But there are so many people living here that it really does feel like a real city. You know how in a lot of games you get a city that doesn't, it's like got 10 people in it and 5 houses, and I'm talking about you, Skyrim. The cities are like little towns. I'll say this is a pretty good medieval city. That does feel quite a lot like a living, breathing place. It feels like everyone has their purpose and their job. There's a lot of variety in the buildings. I can hear the buzz of flies. There's a lot of stinky sort of things around. A lot of horse poop. Just pretend you're not seeing all that horse poop. At the very least, you don't have to smell all the horse poop. Isn't that nice? It's truly the best way to experience medieval life, without any of the actual hardships. And you know, just in general, the electricity and the running water and all that. Fun to roleplay in these little places, but then go back to our cushy, modern lives. Sorry, this guy is a minor. He's a child. Smithy is working on something in here. Yeah, there's a whole blacksmithing like mini game. And I haven't done it myself, but I watched it being done and it's really intense. My favorite thing though was making the potions and brews. I really enjoy doing that. That's how I was making all my monies. I'd make a bunch of like decoctions and then I would sell them at the apothecary and get enough to make some, buy some nice armor and stuff like that. Chamomile decoction. The lady said it so odd. Okay, we've come across another sort of market area. It's a big city. There's, you know, a few different places. Is that my phone? My phone just buzzed. I mean, there's no phones in this time period. What am I talking about? Do we have a... Oh, what's in here? Looks like a place to play dice. Maybe not. Yeah, it is. I really enjoy playing dice. However, I am insanely bad at it. I think I've won maybe twice in the several dozen times that I've played. But I learned that there are special dice that you can get. You can get weighted dice. You can cheat. But you have to be careful and not get caught. So I didn't get any. I was playing honestly, you know, which is really just like chance at that point. But it's hard. Or maybe I just have terrible luck. Oh, these staircases are quite narrow. See, I bumped into him. These buildings are quite lovely though. It looks really nice and shady out here. Oh, how cute. Oh, it looks really nice. There's some horses. She's spinning something, weaving. Horses are drinking water, resting. The music is pretty good. I really enjoy it. I'll say that's definitely, I think, one area that it has a leg up over Avowed in my opinion. I don't think the music in Avowed is that good. It just doesn't really capture my interest in a positive or a negative way, whereas I frequently found myself stopping to think about how much I enjoyed the music in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Is this a baker? Because I would quite like to go visit a bakery. I just saw a pretzel, on the side. How do I get in? I'm not really sure. I felt like it would be a bakery, sort of. But how do I get in? This side? Where this, where the sign is. It is locked though, so that's... Oh, the lockpicking minigame in this is so difficult. I tried it on... I did not want to attempt it using a controller. I was mainly playing this game with the controller. But I just had to switch to mouse and keyboard to do the lockpicking, which made it easier, but even then, it's still really hard. It is probably the hardest lockpicking minigame I have ever done in a game. There's something odd going on with the ground and the rocks, and like a layer of dirt that's like higher than it should be. I've noticed that a few times. Oh well, the game's not perfect, but that's okay. Here we are back at the market. Oh, this one's got quite a lot more. We've got pottery. Oh, I miss Mutt putting his little paws up. Okay, bowls and pots and mugs. A lot of earthenware sort of pottery around here. Lots of pots. How does one choose, which pottery shop to patronize? Excuse me, these people just walked right into me. That was incredibly rude. What about on the other side? Is it just more pottery? Sort of. There's someone yelling, preaching sort of to people. Definitely feels like a high street. And there's... what is that? A symbol. It's like 3 legs. Is it a doctor? What is this? Oh, it's probably like a pub or something. Oh no, it's just boots. So it wasn't 3 feet, it was 3 boots. Alright, this must be more of a food stall. Looks like some peaches. And berries. And dried herbs and vegetables, fruits. So you could go to the cobbler and then you could make some peach cobbler. Right? A little cobbler bun for you. And on the other side, then you really have to watch your step here. Carrots, parsley, fresh vegetables. Lots of watermelon as well. So here's the food market. Food, and then you've got pottery over here. Little well right here. So place for horses to drink at least. It looks like more blacksmithing items over here. Metal and iron, wagon wheels. Signposts for hanging signs, like the ones that, well, there's one over there, and there's another sort of signpost. I don't know if they're called signposts if they're like hanging off a building, because it's not a post, but you know what I mean? Lots of vendors selling their goods. And over here, woodworking. I see bellows, lots of tools, shovel and a hoe, farming goods, more metalwork, cast iron pans. It's quite a lovely bustling day here, isn't it? Are you selling garlic? Seems to just be selling garlic. And there are some pigs here. One of the pigs has sort of gotten out. I mean, they're not really being contained very well. The gate is wide open. Yeah. And here looks like maybe a butcher based on the sign. And there are a lot of pigs around, so I suppose that tracks. I bet it smells really bad over here. Good thing we don't have to smell it, huh? Let's peek into this building. I see some nice lighting. Well, it's kind of empty right now. But if it's a pub, I'm sure it'll liven up later. Lots of pigs everywhere. Yeah, it's quite the busy, thriving city compared to Troskowitz. Scribe. Chickens. And we have a cabbage cart. Is this a reference to my cabbages? I see those everywhere. I actually saw a cabbages reference in Avowed. That was like a knocked over thing of cabbages. And there's one in Skyrim as well. More baskets. It just feels like everyone kind of throws in like cabbage references. Oh dear, this poor guy is spending a day in the stocks. It'd be a little awkward if I robbed him now, wouldn't it? But what's he gonna do? Stop me, you know? When I started my last video, I had just spent a night in the stocks, so I take pity on him. I know how it feels, mate. Carrots and parsnips. Leather goods. This is so cute, isn't it? And it's funny because, you know, when you go to like a market in modern day Europe, it feels very much like this, you know, except they're selling artwork and jewelry, maybe plants, home goods. But, you know, when it's set up in these little tents that are tucked close together and you get to walk up and down and see all the goods and talk to the craftsmen, it really gives you that same feeling. I just think it's really cool that we still kind of keep up this tradition of market squares. I love going to like artist markets and seeing what local talent create. I just think it's so special. So I love going to these. And farmers markets, those are really fun to go to. Do enjoy a good Sunday farmers market. So this has been really fun. I feel like I didn't even see the whole city. I feel like there's quite a bit more. But it's so lively, it's thriving, a little dirty. Classic medieval city, you know? Classic. What do you think of Kuttenberg? You have to play the game a little bit, I think, to get to this point. It's not like... Well, I'm unsure, but this isn't like a different area of the map, so I don't think it's like the kind of game where it's all one giant open world and you could just immediately start the game and run to a city. I think you have to progress in the main story a bit to access more. Oh. There's like water coming out of this. can't hear it, but it is. This is quite a nice view right here. View of the market and the buildings. Yet another lovely day in Kuttenberg. I love all the birds flying around the sort of tall spire. So yeah, this is Kingdom Come Deliverance. Kingdom Come Deliverance. I don't know why, but I always struggle to say the name of the game. It's KCD2. Yeah. And I appreciate everybody who in the last video gave me like little tips and all that about the game. I think that's really great. Some of you gave me some really good advice and some great tips, little helpful tricks. Some of you gave me advice and it was too late. Like, one of you mentioned that you should have a torch when it gets dark. So I did not have a torch on me. And in the last video, I had literally just finished kind of the main bit. It's almost like a tutorial, kind of a prologue, I suppose you could call it. And the prologue ends with you getting thrown in the stocks. And then when you are done with your time and they let you go, that's kind of the first time you get given free reign in the game and you could just go off and do whatever. So I started my video right at that point, and here in Troskowitz, and I spent a good long time wandering around Troskowitz in that video and exploring it. And then, you know, I edited the video and I went back to playing later that night when my computer was done rendering and all that. Except a lot of time had passed because I spent so long just aimlessly wandering around for the video's sake. And it got dark very, very quickly. I was trying to make some money by making some potions and stuff. And so I found myself in the dark very quickly. And I kept getting accosted constantly by the guard. He would be like, what are you doing? You know, you're up to no good. And I didn't have any torches on me. So I quite literally they ran me out of town. Literally. I ran in the dark. And I found a sad little spot on the ground. Literally just a pile of hay on the ground in a little camp. And I stayed there. I slept there. I thought that was such a cool but funny detail, and it was because I spent so much time walking around. So I hope you guys enjoyed that because it got me run out of Troskowitz. And also, I got profiled, which I haven't seen happen to anyone else. I was doing nothing, literally minding my own business, walking around the town, just sort of debating what my next step was going to be, when one of the guards was like, hey, come here. So I'm like, okay, what? He's like, what are you doing? Let me see your pockets. And he made me empty my pockets and prove that I didn't have anything stolen on me. And I didn't, because I had not stolen anything. I couldn't believe it though. I got profiled. He assumed I was a dirty thief. And then I got to prove him wrong. He was like, oh, sorry. I mean, go about your day, whatever. But it was so rude, and I felt so insulted. I looked that bad that they made me stop. I had nothing to my name. Henry had nothing to his name, so it was quite obvious I hadn't stolen anything because I was carrying literally nothing. Anyway, those are just a couple of funny moments from early in the game that made me think, oh wow, this is quite a different experience to other games I've played lately. Well, the sun seems to be going down in Kuttenberg, so I think it's time for us to end our time here today. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's really quite a different one. If any of you have been watching for a long time and know that I used to make like historical videos in Assassin's Creed, then I feel like you'll like this. It's always something I've really enjoyed, is seeing virtual depictions of history. So I've got like ancient Greece and ancient Egypt, and now ancient Germany, Poland kind of area, Europe, and hope you enjoyed that. This one definitely realistically stinky looking, a lot of horse poop in the ground. It's a beautiful game though, it really is. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and it helped you relax and sleep. Don't forget, if you missed my other video like this, you can look at it in the description. If you want same kind of vibes but a much smaller town, not a city. And thank you to everybody who requested more Kingdom Come Deliverance too. I hope that this made you happy. Leave me a like and a comment, help the algorithm, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And I will see you all next time. Another day, same place. Lots of love. Night night, everyone.